Hi there, it's Rebecca with Inner Power Training. Today, I want to talk about finding your purpose because that's a big topic. I've told you that I trained a few thousand people all over the country, teaching them how to develop their intuition by getting to that state of consciousness called the alpha level, where you can activate the right side of your brain, the intuitive side, the spiritual side. The left side of the brain, is for analytical things, language, and linear thinking, where the right side, which we don't pay too much attention to in our educational systems, um, is more atrophied than it should be. You need to activate it in order to become a whole brain thinker and more complete in your human experience. That's what the workshops I used to give did for people. And I'm still a coach. I coach people how to wake up, how to find things like their purpose, maybe heal themselves, solve a problem. We all get stuck, and you need to constantly be getting yourself unstuck in this three-dimensional world because it's very mesmerizing. And there's always something that we're being fed to throw us off, to get us into the lower frequencies of fear, hatred, depression. You don't want to be there. You want to free yourself. How do you do that? You have to do the inner work. And once you get the big aha moment where it clicks and you meet your higher self and you get to that level of consciousness and you know how to find it over and over again to solve your problems, you're free. Billions and billions of people are not free. They're stuck because they're not getting this information. But it's there in plain sight. You just need to read the books, do the work on yourself, go within, meditate, pray, and figure it out. You have to have a passion for it. Now, getting back to finding your purpose. Your purpose can evolve as you move along in your life. But you definitely have certain inclinations and interests. Usually they show up when you're a young person. I was always interested in the big questions when I was a young child about why are we here? What does it mean to be a human being? What is this all about? Living on planet Earth. It just seemed so like there were a lot of questions that I needed answers to. So I struck out on my own and flew away when I was 20 as a crew member. After being highly motivated by seeing 3 UFOs, I decided that being a stewardess for a major airline was a good thing for me to do. And it was my higher self guiding me when I look back on it. It guided me to the right airline, the one that didn't go bankrupt. It guided me to be based in the right places where I could meet certain people that I needed to meet along my spiritual journey, to open my thought to new ideas and understandings and teachings. The first thing I learned was the art of creative visualization. And I remember after that, though, I was sitting in a pub in New York City because I moved from Chicago to New York. And I'll never forget this moment when I was sitting there in my early 20s, having a conversation with this man that was sitting at the bar. And all of a sudden he said to me, "Oh, you are such a fascinating conversationalist." And it kind of blew my mind because I hadn't really said anything. I was just listening to him and listening to his stories, and they were very interesting. But I remember having this moment at that time where I said to myself, I need experience in this life, a lot of experience. So I traveled the world. I was a crew member for 35 years. I've really, really dug into metaphysics and consciousness and spirituality. I gave tours in Boston at the Christian Science Church for 6 years. I love the teachings of Mary Baker Eddy because I really think she honed in on that big question of how did Jesus do the things that he did, and why did he say that we could do them too? I think she figured it out. I think there've been a few people that have figured it out, and but she was definitely guided to do what she did. And there are certain people that come on this planet with certain destinies, and I think we all have a destiny in our own way. Some are bigger than others, but you came here with a certain group of talents and inclinations and things that you want to do because you just came here for a reason. And once you figure out what your purpose is that you came here for, it could be something very simple or it could be a big project like these people that found religions and organizations. But no matter what it is, once you tune into it, it makes life a whole lot easier because when things show up, if it's aligned with your purpose, you go with it. If it's not aligned with your purpose, you're not even interested. You don't want to waste your time. There's a lot of ways to waste your time in this three-dimensional world if you want to just always be taking detours and not getting anywhere or going around in circles. We do that many times when we're confused about why we're here. Now, how do you find your purpose? You have to go within, truly want to know what the answer is. And sometimes it can be frustrating. After I left my flying career, and I only left it because of 9/11. Being based in Boston, I wasn't interested a year after 9/11 to be flying anymore. I felt like I just didn't care for it like I did before that. So I left, I retired, and for 2 years I was searching for something else to do. And I couldn't really connect with anything. And then I just surrendered. I gave up. I said, I can't figure it out. I surrender. Show me. The next day, I found what I was supposed to be doing, and that was giving these 2-day workshops all over the country called Silver Ultramind. And I did that for 5 years. Then I wrote a book. And then I went to work, like I said, in the Christian Science Church, giving tours, meeting people from all over the world. I love to meet people and hear their stories and, share information with other people that are on the path, that are interested in metaphysics and whatever. It's always interesting to hear what other people are up to. If you're a people person, that's what you like to do. I honestly don't even like to work alone. I only like to do things with partners or other people because to me, why would you even want to be on planet Earth if you're not interested in what other people are up to? That's to me the most fascinating part of being here is finding out what makes other people tick. So finding your purpose, once you find it, like I said, everything else starts to line up. Now, another thing you can do to find your purpose while you're here on planet Earth is to go into that very relaxed state when you're falling asleep at night. If you get my course, The Mega Manifestation Method, I explain it in that course. It's on my website, rebeccatripp.com. And you can relax and communicate with your higher self. Your higher self is your best friend. It knows everything. It knows everything about your future. It knows why you came here. It knows what your purpose is. So you can relax as you're falling asleep at night and communicate with your higher self. And you can do it when you wake up in the morning. And you can ask it to show you signs or to explain to you or let you know what you're supposed to be doing. And you'll be amazed. You'll get indications. I've had many people take my seminars and they thought, oh, I asked my higher self, after the first day, what I should be doing, and I didn't get an answer. And then I got in the shower and all of a sudden it was clear as a bell what I'm supposed to be doing. And it would come to them. I think water is a conductor. So being in the shower somehow would stimulate that ability to tune in. Because when you're taking a shower, you're not all over the map. You're just there focusing on taking a shower. And that's when that side of your brain, the right side, kicks in and it can bring you messages from your higher self. You know everything you need to know about yourself. You just need to know how to tap into it. And that's why it's important to study, to learn to meditate, take courses like my Mega Manifestation Method course, and keep working at it. And it gets better and better the more you dig in.